The other day, I was using the Google search engine in my browser, and after becoming increasingly annoyed at the Google generative AI overview dominating the top of my results page, I searched for how to disable it, which just doesn't seem to be something that Google really wants you to do. Why do I want to turn these off? Well, to start with, as with all the superfluous AI that exists only to train itself, the environmental costs of Google adding in generative AI results when I get better results from their conventional search is frustrating. And with roughly 1 in 4 Americans using AI alternatives to conventional search engines, we're talking about significant energy waste. And why do I think AI is giving me worse results? Well, because of studies like the recent one from Columbia Journalism's Center for Digital Journalism. In this study, researchers provided direct examples from news articles and asked 8 different AI-driven search tools to identify the article's original headline, publication date, publisher, and URL. The best results from these tools came from Perplexity AI, which provided incorrect results 37% of the time. That's the best result, almost 2 out of 5 wrong. And how do the big boys do? Well, ChatGPT search was wrong 67% of the time. It gave the right answer 1 out of 3 times. And Elon Musk's Grok 3 abomination had an error rate of 84%. This is obviously verging on useless when it comes to getting answers you can depend on, and it causes real problems for content creators as AI can cut users off completely from ever coming into contact with where their content was originally published. And we've all heard about how AI models don't really like to admit that they don't have a good answer, and so provide confabulations of incorrect answers instead. Why would they do this? Well, maybe it's to try to make it not as obvious how useless these models are for some things. At least Microsoft Copilot just straight up declined to answer the majority of questions in the study, which I suppose is more honest. Also annoyingly, in Google's search engine AI case at least, it's not easy to turn off. You can turn it off for an individual search after you've completed the search, which is not helpful relative to my environmental concerns at all. There's apparently a plugin for Chrome that allows you to turn it off if you're using Chrome, which I don't use. It's also disabled when you're using private browsing or incognito mode, which is also not ideal, but at least clearly illustrates the insanity of humans now having to hide themselves from AI in order to avoid it. And of course, you could just stop using Google, which I'm going to give a try to, given that the results aren't really what they used to be anyway. So let us know on our social channels about your trials and tribulations with AI search, and keep your head up out there. I'm the Other Mac. Enjoy.